What's the deal on YouTube? It's your boy NextGen720, and I am back with another video. And yesterday on Big Gamer Small Talk, we had probably one of our best shows to date. If you haven't saw the Big Gamer Small Talk podcast, go by and check it out. It's on Showstopper 2121's channel. Very good show. You know what I mean? People say that, that we're never critical of Microsoft. Here's the thing. It's okay to be critical of your favorite company, your favorite basketball team, whatever. If not, they never get better. It's called constructive criticism. There's one thing about hating and and constructive criticism. Those are two different things. You got someone that can hate on a company, hate on a team, or hate on a person, and then you have another one you can be, constructive criticism. There's two different things. So yesterday, like I said, I was very honest. And again, and I'm going to be honest with you. You see the title of the video if you haven't read. This is the real reason that Microsoft is, quote unquote, is in second place or is losing, the console race or whatever the case may be. Now, they're not doing bad. They're just not winning. There's two different things. They're not being slaughtered like the Wii U. The Xbox One is selling well. It's just not as selling as well as the PlayStation 4. I want to be clear that they're not getting stomped. They're not being demolished. They're not barely selling 60,000 units a month like the Wii U. They're doing very well, but they're not doing as well as the PlayStation 4. And we had a conversation. Me and Showstopper was kind of debating, and it was about Phil Spencer's comment. Of course, we all seen it about PlayStation. And Showstopper, shout out to my bro Show, he went on to talk about, where Microsoft is heading, about the ecosystem and all playing on one platform. All that's well and good, that's nice. But people, the average consumer, does not care about that. You know what I mean? And then, Phil said something about along the lines that he doesn't see PlayStation, they're not competing, doesn't see them as a competitor. Now, of course, financially, you can't compete. Sony's nowhere on Microsoft's level. But we're talking about consoles here. The reason why Nintendo is getting stomped the fuck out because they refuse to compete with Microsoft and Sony. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? And I think along the way of the 360 being so successful, Microsoft lost that vision. Yes, they wanted the Xbox One to be, a gaming machine, but they had, this whole entertainment hub thing and this TV, and which was fine, which was great. We all do multiple things with our console. But where Microsoft messed up at and blew it was at the unveiling. It wasn't at the DRM. It wasn't the always online. That wasn't the issue. You know what I mean? Microsoft blew it at the unveiling. When they had the unveiling and they spent 95% of the unveiling talking about TV. And here it is, your biggest rival, Sony, they hit it out of the park. It wasn't that Sony did such a great job, but just Microsoft did a really bad job, at the unveiling. Microsoft, like I said in the day, I don't know, when I say you had two, you had won't say gamer, but they misjudged the market. The people that would tune in to look at that unveiling, that's not the casual crowd. That is the hardcore gamer. That was the people that took off work to sit home, called out sick to watch the unveiling to see what Microsoft had to show as far as their next generation games. And we didn't get any of that. When Sony did that, we didn't even see the console from Sony. I think we saw the controller, but they showed the games and had me. I was excited, because it was so much better than what the fuck the Wii U had to offer. I was like, yes. So now my favorite company, my favorite console, Xbox, they're coming. I know they're gonna come. I know they're gonna knock it out the park. And then they had their unveiling, and it was very, very lackluster. Let me say this: the features were fine. Microsoft didn't have to change any of that. Their TV stuff was cool. I use it to today. I don't even use my cable box. I use my Xbox One to watch TV. All that's well and good. But at the unveiling, people were there to see the console and the games, not the TV shit. Now came E3, they could have also, then they could have came out and showed, hey, this is what also the console could do. I didn't show you the games we got coming out, how powerful, how good they look on these next generation console. But now, here's also what you can do. StarTech, TV, and like I said, that's where Microsoft blew it and messed up. And then you had the DRM, and then you had the, they're always online again. It's not really a big deal because we're always online. We're always connected, whether as far as our cell phones, this and that. They just did a piss poor job at explaining this. Also, I'm brutally honest here. Also, your biggest competitor, again, your rival, is $400. Yours is $500. Now, again, you always hear me say, I love my Kinect. I can't imagine using my Xbox One without my Kinect. That's just me being honest. But to be fair, to be honest, there are a lot of gamers that didn't care about the Kinect. Because why? Because the Kinect for the 360, it was a fad. And it left a bad taste in a lot of gamers' mouth, just like the Wii did. They got sick of motion control gaming. And Microsoft didn't have not one game, really, to be honest, to justify us paying $500 for this console. You know what I mean? Because it was the Kinect that drove the console up to $500. Then you had this whole 720p debacle. Now again, the business decision. Let me tell you this, Bob, and let me say this right now. And again, will Microsoft misgive? What was good for last generation, it's not good for this. Things change. Last generation console games, we didn't talk about resolution. We didn't. That wasn't never an issue. You know what I mean? And I'm going to be honest with you. I have both consoles. And, the beta on, Star Wars beta looks good on my PlayStation 4. Looks just as good as on my Xbox One. I'm just being honest. The human eye cannot tell a difference. That's why you have Digital Foundry with these multi-$1,000 machines that go and do the pixel count, because you cannot tell by the human eye. But what's being pounded down our throat and through the media, and that the Xbox One is an inferior console, that it can't achieve 1080p. So why am I going to pay the same price, $400 for an Xbox One? Because it is weaker than the PlayStation 4. You understand what I'm saying? And this is what, when you go to GameStop and stuff, this is what the people that are selling the products are pumping down the people's throat. I hear it all the time when I go to GameStop or Walmart. You buy the PlayStation 4, it's more powerful. You know what I mean? With Microsoft, consider the day, and then again, Phil, great guy. And that again, that may be the downfall. Yes, I like the way it's going. We're talking about the games, but you know what, Phil? Talk about your product. You know what I mean? Don't forget what Nintendo has. Forget what Sony has. Talk about how great Gears of War 4 is going to be. And guess what? If you want to play Gears of War 4, the only place to get that here is on the Xbox One. If you want to play Halo 5, the best place is to get that here is on the Xbox One. If you want to get Call of Duty, fine. Yes, you can maybe get it on the PlayStation 4, but Call of Duty 4 plays best, or whatever. Call Black Ops 3 will play best over Xbox Live. You understand what I'm saying? You talk about your strengths. You know what I mean? Stop always wanting to, congratulate your competitor. Hey, congrats, Sony. Drive Club, he's sending out tweets. Drive Club sold 2 million, and this end of the day, like you said, Phil, you say he's a nice guy, and all that's well and good, but you ever heard the saying, the nice guys finish last? Do you want to know who started this whole hostility in this console racing war? Sony did, when he was on stage, and they said, you know what? This is how we trade our games. These is the CEO doing this. We're not talking about a YouTuber or someone in IGN or GameSpot stuff. The CEO was on stage saying, "This is how Yoshida's on stage. This is how we trade our games." That's what sparked this console war. They drew first blood. You understand what I'm saying? You know, and again, it's like, and it's not to say that concede defeat. Like, you know, it is what it is. But what really counts and what matters at the end of the day, you know, us fans bickering about, you know, it's about who makes the most money, who makes the most dollars. And when it comes to things like that, Microsoft can't be touched. Just being honest. Them buying Minecraft, billions, brilliant. You know what I mean? Because it sells well on every format. The Havoc thing, every game that we bought, don't give a fuck, for the 3DS, down to the Vita, PC, the PlayStation 4, all Steam machines, whatever, Microsoft gets a cut. You understand what I'm saying? But again, you're in business to sell consoles. You're competing against Nintendo. You're competing against, so you're not competing against Apple. Not with the console. Understand what you're doing, Microsoft. Don't lose the, you know, all at your game is your game. The average consumer does not care about any of that. And I'm a diehard Xbox fan. And guess what? I probably won't use any of that. I just want to play my games on my Xbox, on my couch, in my gaming room. That's it. Is it nice to have it? Yes. But don't lose focus. No, let's thinking, you know, you can take your games here and you think you're competing against Apple or Samsung. No. This console, we're talking about consoles, you are competing against Sony, you are competing against Nintendo. Well, you know, Nintendo does their own goddamn whatever, but that's the competition, okay? Don't ever lose focus of that. Like I said, you got 2016 from Microsoft. It's going to be a great year. You got Crackdown, you know what I mean? Whether you like it or not, Crackdown was okay, but we're going to see now the hype is the power of the cloud. We're going to see how that makes the multiplayer how much better. You know what I mean? The cloud, you know, fully destructible environments and all this good stuff. It's supposed to take the gaming to the next level. So we're excited about that. You know, you got Gears of War 4. Gamers, you know, Gear has a huge fan base. There are people who are excited about that. Halo Wars 2. People were excited about that. Killer Instinct Season 3 comes out. That has a cult fan base now. So the Xbox One is going to do fine. They have the games. You know what I mean? But to say you're not competing with them, you know, like, come on. You have to show faith in your product. Because you know what? You're still lobbying for other consumers to go to the counter and buy your product. To be honest with you, the Xbox One should be $299. All the, you know, bundles, no, because you're paying for that. You know what I mean? You Fallout bundle, no. Give me a console for $300, let me choose my own game. You understand what I'm saying? Do a Minecraft bundle. It's $299, brilliant. You know what I mean? But the reason why Microsoft initially started to trail behind Sony, because the console was $500. They had the unveiling, and at the unveiling, gamers wanted to see games, and what gamers got was a bunch of TV stuff, commercials, and that was the wrong crowd. And for that, like I said, I don't know who makes those internal decisions right there. And when Sony had the unveiling thing, even though Sony now is talking about TV shows, power, and all that, but at the unveiling, where the hardcore gamers stayed up, you know, all across the world, something 2 o'clock in the morning to see the new PlayStation 4, we got to see the games and like, oh shit, these are the next generation games. And people were excited about that. That's when Microsoft dropped the ball. Now, you see the difference? Am I hating on Microsoft? No. It's called constructive criticism. I'm an Xbox dude. I bleed green. I'm also, like I said, can be critical of my favorite company. You know what I mean? Microsoft can turn it around. Just don't lose focus with all this Windows 10 stuff. And no, all that's well and good. But at the heart of things, you're a gaming console and your competition is Sony, which can't do none of that. And guess what? It's still outselling you. So don't think because you're putting your games here on the cloud that's going to change it around for you. Because like I said again, what rules gaming by the masses are the casual market, and they can care less about any of that. This is your boy Next Gen 720. I'm out of here. Bang, bang.